Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and Lady Sakura. Right, we have resupplied. We are going to leave the hut. Here's us back to the surface and continue on our merry way south. So we're going to Polythreme. Let's see. We can increase our hearts if we wanted to. Let's do that. The best way to extract the secret is to offer one in turn. Exchange. It's a straight trade. One of your best discoveries for one of hers. It's not hard to drive the bargain. She sits back after dinner and tells you this. Most people think that the hard part of a surgery is finding what's wrong and taking it out. But any fool could do that. A ship's cook with a cleaver can have that part of the job. Can handle that part of the job. The hard part is cutting, so you can sew it all back up again afterwards, as she demonstrates on a shark fin, leaving it in a better condition than it started. Okay, interesting. Right. Do we want to... Let's proposition her and see what it does, despite her ironical eye. No caresses. She undresses you and stands scowling at you, as if choosing where to make a decision. Then, fingertips and the point of her tongue. She's not exactly impatient, but determined and precise. And she knows exactly what will produce the most intense sensation. Your vision blackens near the end, but she never quite goes too far. When you are too drained and dizzy to move, she gives you a smug look that you could possibly interpret as affection. You've begun an affair with the cloudy air. You're fraternized with one of your officers. Okay. And we lose 5 terror. This probably wasn't a good decision, but it's a decision that has now been made, so I guess at least with this one we have to look at the consequences. Now to Polythreme. We hear those voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We are close to Polythreme, where nothing is truly dead. An electric shiver to the air. Storm was watching, the sailors would say. The tryst. A discreet opportunity has arisen to spend time with your favourite. A tryst with the cloudy air. In the surgery. I don't expect any new patients this evening. Instructive. She's made up the operating table with a couple of towels, one spread over the surface and the other folded into a pillow. I like to give instructions, she says, settling herself on this surface. It's not a reflection on your skills. The bowl over there is for you to soak your hands. The water is icy. I like a cold touch. Don't go numb. When you're ready. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna end badly, I think. Well, let's pop in here. Taciturn Claymen. Polythreme. Taciturn Claymen. Evasive clothed colonies, walking like humans. Cobbles that groan underfoot. On the hills above a palace villa of marble, but even that rides like buried bones in an earthquake. Curtis sharpness, you gained it, and gather intelligence, we'll do that first. What news from Polycrene? What lives? The king with 100 hearts rules from his palace above the city. He is never seen. He makes no treaties with other lands, but there's unrest in the air. The clay men you speak to are obedient and humble, but they speak nervously of those who are not, the maimed, the rebellious, the unfinished. Okay, let's carry some claimants to London. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of that. And okay, that should be enough then, right? Oh, we threw over too much. Oops. I thought 114 was without Cayman. It wasn't, it was with Cayman. Okay, well, we got them now. And then we're going to head off. We threw 6 supplies overboard that we didn't need to. Right, down to Scrimshander we go. We watch for fungal paths in the Sea of Lilies. There is a prison here, guarded by not oracles. Oh, Scrimshander is below the waves, right? Is that right? Yeah, it is. And we're actually right on top of it now. This way a little. Oh. How do I manage that every bloody time? Before you looms the bone tower of Scrimshander, the city of remembrance. Ivory structures jut from the pile, supported by buttressing tusks. As your light plays across them, you can make out inscriptions, names, pictures, and dozens of lost languages. The largest ones carry a warning. All are welcome to enter, but none may depart, without leaving something of themselves behind. Except the price and dock, a solemn drowning stands vigil outside of the port, holding a ceremonial key carved from a femur. All travellers, pilgrims, and truth seekers are welcome, but leaving bears a steep price. Okay? Through the Ivory Gate, after scrupulously noting your ship's details, the Guardian welcomes you to Scrimshander. The Ivory Gate's parts before you. Dozens of finger bones click apart and beckon you into the dry centre of the citadel. Okay, so let's get our port report. Consider it an ongoing history of the present. Few visitors, fewer departures. The inhabitants of Scrimshander spend much of their time preying on the mysteries of the past. They spend almost as much time arguing about their interpretations. Salted residents often collect nearby salvage, studying the results and inscribing their interpretations on any skeletal remains. But those who leave too often are easily recognized by what they have left behind in their travels: memories, personalities, and bones. Otherwise, they rarely consider the present, certainly not with the same focus they give to the histories buried within their tower. Recent world events are met with polite silence, unless it prompts an anecdote about similarities with antiquity. Apart from old grudges and new theories, very little changes here. Okay, let's assist an ancient chronicler. We have 74%. Okay, the bandaged monk sits, attempting to carve a tail with a steel-tipped quill. This is not work for a trembling hand. A day dictated. The monk describes a day in the life of a tomb colonist while you wield a quill. Its nib carves the bone easily, as if it were mushroom flesh. The tale is dry, but he insists it be recorded for posterity. Few tomb colonists come to share their tales. A historical blind spot, he laments at length. When the work is finished, he invites you to see further tales in the Ivory Archives as his guest. Okay, so let's continue. Delve into the Ivory Archives you want. Gather at the stage of history. We don't really want to go into the archives, so let's gather at the stage of history. Scholars filed quietly into a pair of great ivory doors at the far end of the hallway. When they stumble out again, you can hear raised voices, arguments, and laughter to the amphitheatre. After the reverent silence of the outside, the boisterous noise of the amphitheatre washes over you like the heavy sea beyond these walls. The stage of history. Actors strut in an amphitheatre of bone, performing historical plays of dubious veracity. An audience watches from below, with each roaring drunk member applauding or jeering different details of the work. Above, an imperious figure wearing a crown of ivory judges each performance from a raised theatre box. All are served by a single man, weaving between the crowd and wearing a perpetual smirk. Okay, let's see. We don't need time of the archives. Right, so let's do this one. Talk with the glib historian. The mushroom wine he serves is stale. The plays he announces are questionable at best. But the impeccably bearded man with the olive skin laughs at every performance, has a smile for every patron. Warring theories on the stage of history. Some cheer history as the work of brave and inspired heroes, especially them who wish they could be heroes themselves. The glib historian rolls his eyes theatrically. Others say that it's all shaped by cyclical changes in scientific progress, economics and such, but nothing gets in the way of a good story, quite like nuance. He spits out the word like a rotten grape. We let him argue up on the stage and give an ivory crown to whoever's most convincing at the moment. He waves a hand at the temporary monarch in the raised seat above, but as far as I'm concerned, he confides, filling a patron's mug with cheap wine, history's what you make of it, and I make a killing. Okay, so we have a chat with him. Let's leave the amphitheatre. We don't need to... yeah, we just leave Scumshander. No one departs without leaving something of themselves behind. Be ready. Departing. Were there quite this many guards when you came in? Was there always a pile of fresh bones by the entrance? Oh, we don't even have 5 sea stories for that. We do have a hunting trophy though. Leave behind a past trophy. It was dearly earned, only fair that it be dearly spent. Some other hero's tale. The guards light incense and clean the trophy with a musky oil. As you count the victory that won it, a chronicler etches your words into its surface. The scratching of the bone quill grows louder in your ears with every word. By the time you're finished, your trophy has been replaced with an identical copy, but this one has been inscribed with a thrilling fictional tale. As you depart, you wonder if you would recognize the hero of such a thrilling yarn. Okay, and that's where we're going to leave that one. So, hope you have enjoyed, hope you're keeping safe out there, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button there on the right, or checking out some other videos here on the left, or perhaps you might even share with some friends.